Hi, welcome to my channel. I'm Stephanie Perry. I am a house sitter and the creator of House Sitter School, and I'm the co-creator of Exodus Summit. I help Black women take a sabbatical or a career break, move abroad, bop around the world as a nomad, all while embracing ease. If these things sound good to you, please subscribe to my channel, hit the subscribe button, and turn on notifications, ring the notification bell so that you'll be notified when I go live or when I post a new video. Welcome. Welcome, friends. How's everybody today? So I'm live by myself, but I'm supposed to have a guest. I think my guest had some power or internet problems. We're supposed to talk about being a socially responsible traveler, how to not travel to places like a colonizer, and maybe how to not move to places to colonize, right? But I think there's a problem with my guest, and so we may have to postpone this particular conversation. I don't feel like I'm super qualified as a person who goes places and does nothing. I think we need Kat here to talk about the specifics. Kat, if you're here in the chat and you're just having a problem getting to me, say hi in the chat. I'm in a hotel. Give me 1 second. I have a late checkout. So the housekeeper's knocking on the door. Give me 1 second. Hi, the front desk told me that I can have a late checkout at 12:30. 12:30.
Okay,
Okay.
thank
very
you.
much. Okay. I'm back. I'm back. Yeah, so the hotel gave me a late checkout. So I'm still in my room. I'm in San Juan, Puerto Rico, and things are good. Things are good. I was here for the ROI Summit. So I'm going to check my email one more time and see if I have a message from her. If not, then I'll try to change the title of this particular video so new people won't be confused because I don't think this is a subject I can talk about alone, honestly, because I need help. All right. So let me check. Give me a second to check my email. Y'all say hey to one another. Catch up with each other. Let us know where you are in the world. And I will be right with you. Thank you for your patience, guys. Let's see. This is not, we're done with Happy New Year, right? We, I'm cracking myself up. We've said Happy New Year enough, so I don't think we're still on Happy New Year. I think we're just on Happy Saturday. Anybody, is anybody boycotting winter? Anybody see the weather prediction in your city and decide, oop, I'm not going to do it, and decide to go somewhere else? If you do, come on down to Puerto Rico. And I'm in San Juan today, and there's a festival, a huge festival happening, but I'm going to miss it because leaving San Juan and going to Rincon. It's happening this weekend. Weather in San Juan, Puerto Rico right now is 86 degrees already. Wow. 11 a.m., 11:04, 86 degrees, high of 88. Okay, come on down. I'll be in Rincon, Puerto Rico for the next almost 10 days. And I have a special guest who's going to join me. A secret surprise. It's Clarice. Clarice is on her way here. Oh, Mrs. Place says I just shoveled out. Okay. I remember them days. That used to be my real problem with the snow because I work night shift and it always seemed to snow overnight. I don't know. I don't understand that. Like, why does it have to snow at one particular time of day? Right? Always seemed to snow overnight, so I would have to shovel the snow and clean off my car to get to work. Right? I usually started somewhere between 10 and 11, sometimes 10, sometimes 10:30, sometimes 11. My shift started. And then I would also have to clean off my car from the snow to get home at 6 or 7 in the morning. When you've worked all night, that's something you don't want to do. Oh my gosh, I couldn't stand it. That's my origin story. That's my origin story. That's exactly why I'm boycotting winter today. It's one thing to have to see the snow and not have to do anything. But having to go out and actually physically move the snow, stupid. It's just stupid. It's heavy. I worked for a bank at one point, and we had a call center in somewhere in Maine. And them people, before they would go to work, they would get up on the roof of their house and shovel snow off the roof of their house so their roof didn't collapse while they were at work. No, indeed. No, indeed. Danica Gilmer says, good morning. In Cincinnati, 3 inches of snow and it's 8 degrees. Get on a plane. Caribbean is calling. All right. We now winter in the Caribbean. I don't have any mascara on. It looks kind of funny to me. Get on a plane somewhere. Okay, I'll be in Puerto Rico until the 29th. If you're coming to my workshop, I have a content creator workshop, 2024 content calendar workshop happening on January 26th. If you come to Puerto Rico and you join the workshop, you can sit right beside me and take the workshop face to face. Okay, the workshop is vicarious.com/workshop. If you're already a content creator, if you're already a content creator and you want to get your content calendar together, join us. If you're not yet a content creator, you want to start a YouTube channel, you can still come to this workshop, get the bundle, okay? Get my bundle, my new creator bundle, which includes my Get Found on YouTube masterclass and the workshop. Vicarious.com/bundle for the bundle. You can, with this bundle together, hello, Joelle in Kentucky. With this bundle together, you'll get my Get Found on YouTube masterclass, which teaches you how to set up your channel, like how to decide on your audience, which people call your niche, and how to find out what other channels your ideal audience is already watching, and how to tell YouTube that you're related to those channels, right? If they like this, if they like Stephanie Perry's channel, they're like my channel, right? And or somebody else's, anybody's, right? Not that was an example. And then that's the Get Found on YouTube masterclass at vicarious.com/get found. Okay. And then in the workshop, we're going to sit down and we're going to work out exactly what videos we're going to make for the next, I'm going to do for the quarter, but you could project this out for the rest of the year, right? We're going to do for 12 weeks, which the quarter is partially over, right? But we're going to do for 12 weeks together. But then you'll know how to do it for the next and the next and the next quarter. Okay, Get Found on YouTube plus my 2024 content calendar workshop are bundled at vicarious.com/bundle. Okay, if you just want Get Found on YouTube, go to vicarious.com/get found. If you just want the workshop, the content calendar workshop, go to vicarious.com/workshop. And remember, if you're in the workshop and you want to fly down to Puerto Rico, I'm not kidding. Get your ticket, register for the workshop, and then in an email, I'm about to send it out today or tomorrow to the first people who are already registered. But you'll get my address in Rincon, Puerto Rico, and you can come to the Airbnb, sit at the kitchen table with us, with me and Clarice, while we do the workshop online. Okay, so if you're just getting here, I believe my special guest had internet problems and is not able to join in. And I don't have a new updated email from her. If you're here in the chat, Kat, and you can hear me, and you are able to join in, go to your email inbox. I've sent you the link again, or to the calendar invite, and come on and join. But I don't think she's going to be able to join. So what I'm going to do is, I don't think I can change the name of this video. I'd like to change the name because new people are going to keep coming. Give me another second, friends. And then you talk amongst yourselves about the weather. Oh, Pasadena, that's not too bad, Adrian. Oh, so we need to catch up. Can you email me, Adrian, if you would like to talk to the women on this channel about your art residency? So the residency is done. You're in California, 54 degrees and cloudy, which is not terrible. Can you email me, Stephanie@vicarious.com, if you want to share some information about your residency and about your artist life, if you don't mind? Okay, let me go back. I'm trying to get to YouTube to change this video name. Live edit. Okay, so I want to copy this. I already have it. So random conversation with some amazing black women. Oh my gosh, you know I think I'm hilarious. And then can I change the thumbnail? Not yet. So can I just delete the thumbnail? Change it to what? Is there a picture of me that would be? I got to change the thumbnail because it's gonna, maybe I could change it to my vision board. I have a vision board photo. Save. Oh, file is too big. Give me one more second, friends. I'm gonna change this and change the thumbnail. And then we'll have this conversation very soon. This is important. We want to make sure, as women who travel, Black women who travel the world, we want to make sure that we are being good people to the people that we're in the countries that we're visiting. And we want to make sure that we don't co-opt the colonizer's way of doing things. To me, that includes moving to countries and making no attempt to speak the language and forcing people who interact with you to speak English. To me, that includes buying up property and real estate for capitalist purposes. Driving, yeah, yeah. To me, that includes expecting people to do things there the way we do things here. Okay, I've changed the title and the thumbnail. I apologize to you, friends. You know how the internet is, okay? And you know how the weather is. Some of y'all have had some storms. I hope she's got electricity at least. Okay, I can't imagine wintertime, no power. So that's what's happening. Let's see. Teresa, 22 degrees in Arlington, Texas. I saw some single digits. I looked up Dallas. I didn't realize how cold it was because, I'm in the Caribbean. I'm choking myself. I didn't realize how cold the U.S. still was. I thought the cold snap had I knew that there had been some colds, but I thought it was over. So I heard some women talking about it. So I was like, let me look up Dallas. It was in the single digits at that particular moment. That's ridiculous. Get on a plane. I don't know how many times I had to tell y'all. We don't live like this. Y'all ain't got to live like this. Alexis, 3 degrees in Fort Knox, Kentucky? No, no, no. Meanwhile, I'm like, I got to do this live stream. So here's the thing you don't know about me. I generally try to keep my arms covered in the live stream. I'm going back through a thing. There have been years and years where I didn't care about my arms being out. But as a young teenager, that was a thing that I couldn't stand. I thought my arms were so fat and I couldn't stand my arms out. And I've always had stretch marks. I've always had, even as not a fatter person, I always had stretch marks, right? Now that I am a fatter person, I still have stretch marks, right? So I always kept my arms covered. And for years and years, once I got over it, I thought I was over it. But like in the last year or so, I've been back at it, back at I don't want my arms uncovered on the internet. Not in the real world, because I'm in tank top weather all the time. But I'm going back through that struggle. I don't like it. I don't like it. I guess it's kind of a lesson to me that the things don't, you can work on things, but sometimes they don't just disappear. You got to keep working at it. I guess that's the lesson that I'm supposed to learn from this. So anyway, I'm in Puerto Rico. It's 86 degrees. And as soon as we finish, you heard the lady knocking on the door. As soon as we finish, the shuttle is going to pick me and Clarice up and another person and her sister. I'm going to tell you, Clarice and her sister, and take us to Rincon, Puerto Rico. And then I'm going to get my car rental there because I couldn't book a car rental here. Too many people in town for the festival. Anyway, and I was like, well, what do I wear? I don't wear. But I'm like, girl, wear this because as soon as you go outside, you're going to wish you had this on. Yeah, so it's just a reminder, I guess, that the stuff that you work on about yourself, uh, some of it, maybe there is a cure, but for some of it, you got to keep working at it because it'll creep back up, pop back up. Okay. Thank you so much for the hair compliments, friends. Let me put them all on the screen. Let's put them all on the screen. Thank you. Stacy, thank you. Iona Ringgold, thank you. T.E. Gaskins, thank you. Wow, lots of compliments. That is a very thorough hair compliment. Thank you. Jean Farmer, thank you. Lori Butler, thank you. Tia Holloway, thank you. Michelle Adams, thank you. I didn't cut anything, so let's see who's S2V. No, I didn't cut it. It's still here. I just took out the two-strand twist. I had it in the little mini twist for a month or so, a little over, maybe a little over under a month. Had the mini twist in, took the twist out so I could be cute at the conference because people do recognize me. People do recognize me. I took out my little twist. I keep my hair about armpit length. I think a thing I'm going to do this year is maybe focus on keeping my hair in twists more and seeing how I like even longer hair. Because I want my big fat twists to fit into a bun. Right now, when I put my hair in just like those 12 big fat twists, it's like 12 or 14 twists I do, they don't really look cute in a bun. I put them in the bun, but it's just like a little mini bun. Part of me wants to see what happens if I grow my hair a year, like one more year's length, right? Another 6 inches stretched, and then see how that looks in a bun. But the only way I'm going to like having more hair is doing it less often and not doing the wash and go, not doing the afro, keeping it twisted. My afro, detangling my hair after I just wear an afro takes me forever. And that's when I just rip. So that's when I just rip hair out of my head instead of um, detangling it properly. So that's the thing I'm thinking about because I'm turning 50 this year. I'm like, how do I want to look on my 50th birthday? I'm going to Fiji, and so I want my hair in a cute style, but that can, whatever. So I'm like, let's see if I can get my bun looking cute. Okay, I think a lot about hair sometimes. Sometimes I don't think too much about my hair, and then other times I'm like, I like it, and I want it to look good. I think my hair plays a big role in how I feel like I look, right? I don't think that's not profound. I think that's pretty much every woman, right? Uh, Even women with no hair. The no hair movement is taking hold. Okay, I made 2 new friends this week with no hair. A couple I had already met. A couple new friends this week, no hair, right? That movement has taken hold. But even they, I think there's even they, that is still a style, right? And it still affects how you feel about how you look, right? Um, so I think that's the thing I'm gonna try this year. You want to see my vision board? This is a pre-version of my vision board. What'd you say, Mom? Hi. Cute conference hair. Thank you. Sent a video of the snowy yard. I looked at it and I couldn't reply. I was like, get out. I invited my parents to Grenada and Puerto Rico, and they turned their nose up at me. Mm, that's what I get. Burn my mouth with hot tea. That's what I get. I forgot how hot it was. My throat is really, 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 really scratchy from all of the conferencing and talking and laughing and friend making. So I thought I would drink tea. Tea is not really my favorite thing to drink, but I have some. So I thought I would drink some with you. Ooh, I need to take the lid off and let it cool off a little bit. That was woo. Okay, Ms. Callie, I cut my hair off last year, long enough to make a bun. Okay, but I plan on going down to 2 inches eventually. Yeah, I like to. I like my hair at this length, and I've kept it this length, this armpit length. I've kept it here for a while. It's probably been the last 4 or 5 years or so. It's been this length. But the only thing I'm missing, I feel like the only thing I'm missing is a full bun when I put it up. I could learn to add some hair in. I could learn to add hair in. Um, but then, you gotta buy hair, carry hair with you places. I would really like to put my hair up in some big fat 2-strand twists and then put that in a bun. Oh, I sat across the table last night from Francesca, who is part of the ROI Summit gang and a coach and a therapist, and she's what I want. But she's got more than additional 6 inches. So 6 more inches of hair would be under boob, under boob length. She had 2-strand twists in a bun. That bun was full. The hair was shiny. The twists were plump. She's got what I want, my dream. Maybe she was sent to me to tell me. Maybe she was sent to me to tell me it's possible. But what happens is after I do something to my hair, I don't do anything again for days and days and days and days, and sometimes weeks and weeks and weeks and weeks. And that means my actual afro just gets super tangled. And the detangling process can take me hours. If once I do that, if I keep my hair twisted and then just wear a twist out for a couple days and twist it up again, right? Then detangling is a breeze. But I'm talking about when I do an afro, when I just let my hair dry in its natural state, detangling from that, even with pre-poo and prepping it, all of that takes me hours already. I don't want that. I don't like that. I don't enjoy that. And so I think the way to grow my hair longer but still like it is to keep it twisted a lot. Oh, Auntie Lou's giving herself a big haircut this weekend. Okay. In Mexico. Okay. Thank you, Adrian. You know I love compliments. Shower me. Arlene is drinking some Earl Grey. I'm drinking some Rooibos, the South African tea. You know, I'm going to be in South Africa this time next month. Next month, the Exodus Summit gang is meeting up together in Cape Town, South Africa. So I'm drinking some Rooibos to get into spirits. From Black-owned tea company Ingenuity and Spice. Black woman owned. Do I detangle with product? Yes, all the product. Make it easy on me. I bought something in the store when I was in Palm Springs that was amazing, but I don't remember what it was. Something in Target in Palm Springs, a detangler. I couldn't tell you who it was. Maybe the purple one, designers, something. Yeah, so, but normally I just put a whole lot of whatever conditioner I'm using and a whole lot of oil in my hair and a little bit of water. A little bit of water, whole lot of oil, whole lot of conditioner. Just let it sit there as long as I can, maybe overnight. And then I start the detangling process. Then I'll do some finger detangling, and then I get in then I wash and condition my hair. I wash, condition my hair. Leave a whole lot of conditioner and oil in my hair still, and detangle again. Then I do the comb detangling, rinse all of that out, put in my actual styling product. I know, so Tabitha Brown does that, but I don't. My afro, when I say my afro, I'm talking about different, right? So when you put your hair in twist at night and then take it out, that's a twist out, even if I'm talking about my hair on its own. I love the look of it, frankly. It's a flex because not a lot of black women will do that. Okay. Not a lot of black women will just let their hair look like it looks. So I enjoy it because I stand out, because everybody got a twist out. I stand out. Um, and it just looks right, right? My face looks right with my hair going up as opposed to my hair coming down. It just brings my whole face, it makes my whole face make sense, right? Uh, so that's the difference. So I could do that. So that's what I mean. That's what I'm going to have to start doing. Retwisting my hair at night, and not just letting it do what it do. That's what I'm going to start doing. Tabitha Brown was here. I got to see her again. I didn't get to talk to her this time, but I got to see Tabitha Brown again. She was at ROI Summit. And Rachel Cargill hugged me and remembered me. And we had a nice conversation. And then we had another nice conversation when I saw her again. I think I'm friends with Rachel Cargill. Yeah, we're having a great time. I got to reconnect with the women who I met last year, some of whom you'll be seeing here on this channel real soon. Spend more time with Kimani, who's my girl. Um, it's been amazing. And then meet some new people. Last year, when I was at this conference, women said to me, "Oh, I know you." Every day, every break between sessions when we would go out, or even like just break between sessions, still sitting in the auditorium, somebody would come up to me and be like, "Can I take your picture?" At one point, I was like 3 seats in on the aisle, and I kept climbing over this white woman to get out. And I was like, "Why don't I just sit on the end?" Um, right? Women kept coming up to me saying, "I know you." Right? This year, it was, "You've changed my life," right? This year, it was, "I've taken a sabbatical," or "I'm on sabbatical," right? Last year, it was, "I know you. I know your YouTube channel. I love your work. Keep doing it." This year is, "I'm doing it." It's a movement, y'all. It's a movement. Okay? The woman, Francesca, I sat across her from dinner last night. And she said, she asked me what I did. And I told her I was what? I don't know what I told her, sabbatical. I say something different every time, right? I like to say as little as possible, but in this environment, it doesn't fit. In this environment, you have to actually answer the question, okay? Um, at conferences, you have to actually say the real thing, especially conferences with Black women who would love to hear what I actually do. So I said something about sabbaticals and career breaks. And she said, "Have you heard about that summit?" And everybody at the table was like, "That's her. That's her. She's the summit." I was like, "It me." This year it was, "You've changed. My life has changed." So I appreciate all of the women who are doing it, not just watching. I appreciate everybody watching and participating. But I'm so, so glad to see women are out here putting it to practice for themselves. Yeah, I had that happen a couple of times. A couple of times people were like, "Oh, I heard of you." I just heard of you. Somebody else was just talking about you. I asked a question in one of the breakout sessions, and I've never met her before, but we have met here before. When I was asking the question, she's telling everybody, "That's Stephanie Perry. She's getting us free." They're like, "Calm down, calm down." Right, we're doing it. So I'm so glad to see that. Some women are very quiet about their thing, right? They're very quiet about what they're doing, but they're doing it. So I'm really glad to see that. That's a thing that I learned here. That's a thing that I came. So the one of the first speakers said, "Make sure you get what you came for," and I got what I came for in that regard. First, I got to reconnect with some people that I wanted to reconnect with, connect with some new people, but I got the reminder is not strong enough. I don't know. I got to get my cup filled up by remembering why I do this, right? Why we do this. It's always nice to remember. Because, I talk to a green circle on my computer most of the time, right? Most of the time, on YouTube, even in coaching calls, right? I'm talking to a green circle, maybe a face if you turn your camera on, right? So it was a fantastic reminder. So Octavia Rahim talked to us about ways that fill our cup, and being in community with Black women fills my cup every time. Even though it exhausts me, I'm tired. I didn't speak at this conference. I didn't host this conference. I feel like a host. I'm tired, right? But it still filled my cup. And so that was wonderful. Nicole and Sean, we outside. We outside. The Exodus Summer Squad is worldwide, outside. Yeah, so that was a wonderful reminder, refresher. And it was good to, and I really did take note of the difference this year from last year. This year it was, you changed my life. I've done it, or I'm doing it, right? I met a woman who hopefully you'll be hearing from soon, who um, not only took a sabbatical from the nonprofit world, went back to the nonprofit world and decided, I'm making a full transition out of this stuff, and has helped two, at least I think she said two other people do the exact same thing, right? I get the credit for that. I don't know if y'all know. I get the credit for that. Them women don't even know me. I don't. There is something that happens. Content creators change the world. That's what I want to say, right? There's a lot of talk about in the online business space, and just like the internet, on the internet, there are people who sneer at the idea of being a content creator. There are people who sneer at me talking on YouTube, or me taking photos of my dinner, which I do to share some experiences and some stuff on the internet, right? People who sneer at that. But what they don't get is that content creators change the world. Everything that I have done that has changed my life, almost all of it, is the result of somebody putting something on the internet that helped me make my change, right? When those two dudes in Brazil told me that I could quit my job and travel on $40 a day and then come back and get my job back, which they were exactly right about, it was YouTube that showed me how to do it. It was content creators who showed me how to do it. There was a white couple named Sam and Audrey who were traveling on $40 a day in Southeast Asia at the time. It was content creators who showed me how. And then when I got back home and I was like, Google, dear Google, how do I travel with no money? Google showed me a blog post from the professional hobo whose name is Nora Dunn. And Google told me to house sit. Nora Dunn, actually, the content creator, right? Content creators change lives. I love being a person who talks my talk on the internet and having that ripple out beyond what I will ever know. If you are in 2024 decided that you're going to start sharing something on the internet, let's go. Let's go. Okay? Somebody's waiting on it. Thank you. Okay. Oh, content creator bundle, vicarious.com/bundle. Go ahead and get my new content creator bundle. The Get Found on YouTube Masterclass is the same as my YouTube Success Challenge. It's just that you don't have time to wait for the challenge if you want to come to the workshop. Okay? I love being a person who has learned something, who has grown and found a thing for myself through YouTube, and who then shares that thing on YouTube. I love that. Tiffany, the Tiffany Marie, do you foresee a saturation of content creators doing the same thing? No, not any time in the next 10 years, because so many people want so many different versions of a thing, right? My version of moving abroad looks different from somebody with children, and even somebody with children move abroad looks different from some people just have different personalities and they connect with different things and different pieces of advice. I want to start my answer all the way over. Let me see how my tea is. Let me make sure I don't burn my face. Let me see. I want to start my answer over. My answer is just no. Because even if we do the exact same thing in the exact same way, we're different people. And different people do things differently. And different people teach and coach and explain differently. Different people present their stuff differently. And different people are drawn to people differently. Okay? So no, I don't think that's anything you need to worry about for 10 years. Okay? So I'm 49. When I'm 59 and I'm ready to retire, okay? That's right. When I'm 59 and I'm ready to get on my yacht and sail around the world, then that may be a time when people are like, "Oh, you can't grow as a content creator anymore. It's so saturated." Right now, it's not saturated. Nothing is saturated, right? Do you know how many people stream themselves playing video games every day? A lot. I don't even understand it. I'll watch some stuff. I'll watch some stuff. I watch a man cut yards, cut grass. I watch a man clean carpet, clean rugs, right? But the video game playing, streaming world, if anything was going to be saturated, it's saturated. But somebody new is doing it and growing and getting an audience and getting financial support from their audience all the time. I don't think that's a sincere answer, right? I wouldn't tell you to do it if I thought it was going to become saturated, because some of y'all would be taking my people from me, right? Some of y'all would come in and take the move abroad and the sabbatical and the house sitting audience from me. The reason I have no problem have training up house sitters and career break coaches and move abroad people and bop around experts to get on YouTube is that it can't be saturated. Nobody subscribes to just one channel on a subject. Back in my early natural hair days, which I believe was 2009, do you know how many natural hair channels I subscribed to? Had to be 100. Easy, 100. Oh, they're all doing twist outs. They were all doing twist outs, right? Maybe a braid out every now and then if you want to get real fancy. There was a 3-strand twist they used to do. It wasn't a braid. It was a 3-strand twist. I had to have subscribed to 100 of them channels. Not kidding, not exaggerating. So no, saturation is not a concern. The concern is the opposite. The concern is you're not sharing your stuff, right? I talked about this on Instagram Live just the other day. We are very no, not we. I didn't mean we. There are people out there who seem to be really proud of not being connected to other people in community, right? Ugh, you're on Instagram. Ugh, you're on YouTube. But like, hasn't the internet helped you in some way? And don't you feel some pull to help somebody else on the internet? It doesn't even have to be with anything serious. Something, right? Tell to me about your eyelash extension experience. You went to this woman, you got eyelash. How did it go? Don't you want to share that with somebody? Ugh, I don't do social media. Isn't there something, sincerely, isn't there one thing that you think you could say to somebody that would make the world a better place by making their life better or just their day better? I understand not doing social media if you're going to be addicted, if it's going to affect other parts of your life, if it's going to, right? But not doing social media just because you're so proud of not connecting with people in any way, not me. Because when I walked in this conference, in the real world, in a real place, in a conference that I wasn't hosting or speaking at, I got love from Black women. Loved on. Treated to meals. Loved on. Boom. All right. Okay. Hi, Afia says I finally caught a live. Unfortunately, Afia, it's just a live of not a whole lot. Okay. I hope you still like me. But my special guest today had some problems and was not able to join in. And so we're changing the subject, and I just made it a, you know, whatever. Oh, I guess I should have sent a phone text. Phone alert, friends. Some of y'all are already here. Phone alert, friends. I'm sorry I didn't resend an alert that said change of plans. Oh, I could still do that. Y'all want me? If you get the text alerts, do you want me to send out a change of plans text alert so you'll know? We had a change of plans. Let me put that in the comment and at least pin it. We had a change of plans. We'll be talking about responsible, socially responsible travel in Brazil at another time. Heart. Enter. Do I know how to pin this? No. I don't know how to pin that to the top from this particular thing. I need to go on my phone to do that. Do y'all wanna text alert Anita that says change of plans? Just ask questions, Tiffany Marie. So I have 45 minutes before I have to go. I told the housekeeper. I called downstairs and they were like, "Yeah, you can get a late checkout, but only for 12:30." This is a big festival weekend here. So they're like, "Yeah, you can get a late checkout, but only 12:30 is the latest." That works for me. So that means 45 more minutes. So we had 90 minutes, which for new guests, excuse me, for guests who are not used to talking a whole lot on YouTube, 90 minutes is enough. They get worn out. Like you can see by the time we're done, 60 minutes is really should be the cutoff, but I don't know how to do that anymore. I don't know how to have a conversation in 60 minutes anymore. But at 90 minutes, you can see I'm like, girl, get me out of here. So that was plenty of time for that. More I made alive. Hi, friends. Yep. Sorry. This is just randomness, fun times. I hope. Me fussing about things and laughing about some things. A whole lot of talk about hair. That's all. I'm not in Grenada anymore. Hi, the evolving black woman. I've left Grenada. I left on Monday, but it was wonderful. I'll probably be back. Grenada was fantastic. It's very green, less like. So I'm in Puerto Rico now, where I'm in San Juan, Puerto Rico, in the city where things are city like. And it's a city with a beach, which is really a new concept to me. Whereas Grenada is a little still more, I would say wild. Grenada is still more like of open. And people were really nice, really good to me. Uh, yeah, so I'll be back to Grenada. It's super small, a nice small island, so you can see it all. Well, okay, I didn't see it all because I don't do a whole lot. Zoe got me out of the house some. Zoe from The Exodus Collective. Zoe is The Exodus Collective on Instagram. She's my coach also and my friend. And so she got us out doing some stuff. But mostly I was like, this Airbnb is cute. And the view is nice. We're going to stay here. Yeah. But Grenada was great. Uh, I enjoyed it thoroughly. Thoroughly, thoroughly. No, hi, Kayleen Romero. Is there a discount on the Skyroom thing? They do promotions every now and then, so make sure that you get on their email list. Skyroom is it's actually in my backpack right there, but you don't need to see it. It is the device that I use to, what is the word? hotspot. Skyroom is just the little orange hotspot that I use. Um, Frankly, if you are okay with it, your phone. So if you have good phone service, you're going to have good Skyroam service. If you don't have good phone service, like good phone service, the satellites, Skyroam is not going to be any more helpful than that where you are. So a lot of times I just use my phone as a hotspot lately. I do still travel with the Skyroam, and like I said, it's just I just saw it. It's in my backpack. No, it's not. I moved it to the suitcase because I needed to rearrange some stuff. My Skyroam is in my suitcase. Um, if you don't want your phone tied up as the hotspot, then I could understand needing a Skyroam. Or if your phone is charging you too much, Skyroam is $10 a day. And then, like I said, sometimes they do promotions, or sometimes I buy days in a package, in a bundle. Um, the answer is I don't know about any discount, but if you get on their newsletter, they'll email you when they do. And they actually send me text alerts, which I need to turn off. Sometimes they'll even send a text alert, buy X, get that, whatever. All right. Hi, Blue Butterfly Wellness. I've had a channel for 10 years, but very little traction on it. So did you do the challenge with me? Did you let me know if you did the YouTube Success Challenge? Use that system, right? Use that method. I like to make three different types of videos. I make one video for the algorithm. That's what you're probably missing. That's what I teach in Get Found on YouTube and in the YouTube Success Challenge. One video for the algorithm, one video that is specifically designed to tell YouTube, the people who like this particular video on this other channel, please suggest my video to them next, right? That's what I teach and Get Found on YouTube and the YouTube Success Challenge. I do one for the algorithm. I do one for the community, one that y'all have been asking for, right? One question that I see coming up, one comment that I see a lot, one whatever, right? One for the algorithm, one for the community, and then one for me. One that nobody asked me for. Didn't nobody ask me for this, but I'm going to talk about this because I have something to say. I kind of rotate through that progression. So like right now on my channel, the last because I haven't been making a whole lot of pre-recorded videos. I'm supposed to do one every 2 weeks at least. So 2 times a month I should do a pre-recorded. I really would like to do one a week, but I'm gonna be realistic. Okay. I like to go live every week, and ideally I would do a pre-recorded video every week also, but every other week is good enough. But I haven't been hitting that lately. So last pre-recorded video I did just this week is Am I Too Old for a Sabbatical? That's one I would consider for the community. That's not one that people are Googling, right? That's not one that the algorithm would be like, oh, that video must be related to this video that's already popular, right? That just happened because one of the women who came up to me and said, "Hi, Stephanie, you changed my life," said, "My sister's thinking about it, but she thinks she's probably too old. It's probably too late for her to take a sabbatical." She was early 60s, I think. And so that was for her. That's for the community, right? Burn the cape, Black women. That's me. That's for me. I had something to say, right? Did nobody ask me for that video? And then the one right before that, Quit Your Toxic Job Without Losing Everything. That's the algorithm. That's a video that the YouTube algorithm would know to suggest to people, right? Then before that, Fixed Income Is Not Holding You Back. That's one from that is a result of a comment that I kept getting. But what about fixed income? What about a fixed income, right? So that's one for the community. Then I did Time to Register for Exodus Summit. That's for everyone. That's for me and for you. How to Get Income Rivers Flowing for Black Women. That's for the algorithm because the algorithm already knew who liked my first video on income rivers, right? So this is a follow-up. The algorithm already knows who watched that video, and it can go and find them again and bring them back to this video, right? One for the algorithm, one for the community, right? One for you. I like that rotation. That's helped me still like my channel, right? Not making videos for the algorithm only, right? but grow. Get the algorithm on my side. If you've taken the challenge, let me look. Let me scroll. Thank you so much. Where can I find this info? Go ahead. Okay, so the you Get Found on YouTube masterclass is at vicarious.com/getfound.com/getfound. All right. But if you want the bundle with which is the masterclass plus the workshop on creating the content calendar, on actually picking the videos and putting them on the calendar, that bundle is vicarious.com/bundle. You have to click on the link or fill in the whole thing. If you go to vicarious.com, it's hard to find stuff. Okay. So you need to put the whole link in or click on it. .com/bundle. The workshop is next Saturday, the 26th of January. That means next Saturday. January is almost over. How? What happened? What is going on? Right? So next Saturday, January 26th is the workshop. You have time to get the bundle at vicarious.com/bundle and start from the beginning, right? You have time to get the bundle, watch Get Found, and come to the workshop on Saturday. Remember, you can come to the workshop online or in person. If you want to fly to Puerto Rico, I'm not going to stop you. If you want to come to Puerto Rico in January, come on. Okay? You can come to the workshop in person. Sit right beside me and Clarice in my Airbnb in Rincon, Puerto Rico. Once you register, I'll send you the address. There's no place for you to stay. Okay? The three of us are filling up the Airbnb. But during the workshop, you can sit with me. Is it the 27th? Am I saying the wrong date? Saturday. It's Saturday. 27th. I'm sorry. The 27th is the workshop. It's Saturday. Yeah. Oh, that's even worse. Next Saturday is the 27th of January. January is going to be over. I'm still trying to do stuff on the October to-do list. What's happening? I don't know how to get used to this. How do I get used to time moving much faster? Like, am I going to feel like this for the rest of my life? How do I just be like, this is what a month feels like now? Because it's distressing. It's the most stressful thing in my life. Time moving so fast, a year going by so quickly is the most stressful part of my life. And I don't know how to get over it. I need help. Somebody. Can somebody slow things down, please? Thank you. BGL says, I'm new here, following the rules and saying hello to everyone. Hello. Good morning, BGL. Yeah, it's a rule. You have to say good morning. Thank you for that. Anybody here, it's not too late. If you have not said good morning, if you're watching and you had not said good morning, you have to say good morning. Okay? Or good afternoon if it's not morning for you. Good evening. I will share with you some ridiculous thing I did this morning. I was shaving my beard off like I have done 2 or 3 times a week since I was about 17 years old, which would be 30 years of shaving, 32 years of carry the 17 years of shaving my beard, and for the very first time this morning, I cut myself shaving. Right in the middle of my chin, I cut myself. It bled like you wouldn't believe. I move real slow, shave real slow. I don't do the fast shave. I do real slow. I like a sharp razor. Cut my chin. Okay, that's the end of that conversation. I gave you all time to say good morning. Okay, thank you, friends. Thank you. It's the rule, okay? Thank you for that. Yes, I appreciate that. We say good morning. Boa tarde. Okay, so are we in Portugal? Brazil? Where are we at? If you just got here, I apologize for the change of plans, but video on Brazil and on being a socially responsible traveler is being postponed until our guest can join us. All right, but thank you for being here. We're just talking. Okay, if you ask a question and I see the question, I'll answer your question. If I don't see your question, type it again. Okay, we have another 30 minutes, 32 minutes, 34 minutes of time together before Clarice and her sister get here and we go to Rincon to our beach house. I'm calling it a beach house. I'm pretty sure it's a beach house. I'm pretty sure it's a beach house because I think you can walk to the beach. A beach house doesn't mean it's on the beach, right? A beach house is just you can walk to the beach from the house. That makes it a beach house. Am I right about that? Francis, are you here? Francis, let's see. And are you coming? Let me text Francis. Are you here and are you coming? Where's she at? Are you coming to Puerto Rico? Are you coming to Puerto Rico? Good morning. I also meant good morning. Good morning. I think she probably would have let me know if she was coming. So that's what's happening. Okay, questions. Okay, BGL says after this is over, I'm going to binge. Good. Do it. Okay, do it. And then report back on any progress you make. That we have a covenant together. That is what happens here. Watch some videos, make some progress, report back. Say good morning. The covenant that we have together. So we say good morning. We watch some videos, we make some progress, we report back. Not yet, Lucretia. So no, I think we're just doing this now. Okay, and I will um, re thank you for emailing me, Adrian. We'll schedule something soon. Yeah, so we're just going to have to reschedule for the future. I don't know if she has internet at all. I don't know. Listen, y'all's weather has been extreme in the United States of America. So I don't know if she even has electricity. I don't know what her situation is. I just knew that she wasn't going to be able, she wasn't able to get here or be, I just was pretty sure she wasn't going to make it. Okay, questions. Okay, Chanel, see you later. Aw, nice coffee time. Okay, good. It's just coffee time. I should have called it that. Next time, I'll just call it coffee time. P.S. Beloved, any other takeaways from the ROI conference? ROI is ROI, the Millionaire Summit. It's hosted by Hello Seven, Rachel Rogers, and the Hello Seven business. I'm in the Hello Seven coaching community, which is called We Should All Be Millionaires. This is my second year at this conference because it's the second year of the conference. My takeaways. I take notes. I'm so glad you asked. I have a mix of notes, so I can't read everything because some of my notes are conversations that I had with people, not sessions. Ivy McGregor, let me tell you, Ivy McGregor spoke. Ivy McGregor is the president of Beyonce's Be Good nonprofit, right? They started before it was an official nonprofit, but Ivy McGregor came and talked about the impact of good. She said, and she have. Here's what I wrote down. As a person who's already raising money at doing fundraising inside of my community and raising money to give to Black women for sabbaticals, I was down with her talk, but I didn't feel like I learned anything about raising money or anything about doing good. Okay, I'll tell you that. But what I did learn is that she's friends with Oprah, like legit friends with Oprah, and Oprah has taught her wait to respond. When you have when you're feeling an emotional response to something, what Oprah taught her was Ivy, wait to respond. what here's I said I wish this session had been more about the doing good, like more about how they organized or how they did good. I need a mentor in this space. I think it might be Rachel Cargill. Like I said, I think we're friends now. I hope she's not watching because she's gonna be like, this lady is weird. But let me tell you about what we do on this channel. If you look at the description of this video, you'll see already. You'll see a piece of the description says, here are 2 ways to send a Black woman on sabbatical. We in this community, and there are actually 3, and I keep forgetting the third, okay? We in this community put money together to send a Black woman on sabbatical. We have sent Maisha Francis, who is a New Orleans artist and who was a teacher. We sent her on sabbatical. Actually, she got herself to Rwanda, and we sent her the money after she got there. So we helped her continue her sabbatical in Rwanda, where she made art, taught art, formed community with other artists and women in Rwanda, in Africa, in East Africa. We sent her $25,000 this time last year. And we're on our way to send another person $25,000. You don't know this yet. The Vacarian Sabbatical Fund has chosen its next recipient for the Vacarian Sabbatical Fund. We'll be giving $25,000 to our next recipient. I met with the Patreon community. I went to the co-working session, hollered at the Patreon women. They were like, duh, yes, do that, right? This was their idea. The recipient was their idea. And when I said, I just want to make sure everybody's okay with it, they were like, girl, yes, duh. So thank you, Reba. I'm not going to say everybody because I'm not going to remember everybody's name who was there. Francine was there. Reba was there. Thank you, friends. Reba, can you tell me who was there that particular day? Sometimes Frankie's there. So Frankie was probably there. The board. The board. Wonder if I go to the Discord. And then of course the community. Jessica is the person who organizes the the co-working schedule. Jessica is the co-working chief co-working officer. Jessica. Donna was probably there. Hi, Donna. I'm looking now. I think that's Jessica, Donna. I think that might have been who was there. I said Francine, Reba, Jessica, Donna. April may have been there that day. Hi, April. April was probably there. Gina might have been there. I would like to thank you all, but I'm not doing a good job of. I think Regina was there. I think Regina came in to the call. So thank you, friends. Okay. The next recipient of the Vacarian Sabbatical Fund, the next Black woman we're giving $25,000 to for her sabbatical is the artist Alicia Renice. Alicia might be here today. Alicia Renice has her own YouTube channel where she is creating not just music, but creating art, creating a space, creating healing work. She's in the healing space. Her music, her writing, her channel, her podcast. She's young. She's got ideas, but more importantly, she's got a love, a commitment, a passion, an interest, a drive to do this work. So Alicia Renice is the next recipient of the Vacarian Sabbatical Fund. Thank you to everyone who is a member of the Patreon. If you go to the description of this video, you'll see 2 ways to give, but there are actually 3. So I'm going to tell you now. One way to give to the Vacarian Sabbatical Fund is to join my Patreon. Right now, every dollar that comes into that Patreon every month goes to the Vacarian Sabbatical Fund, which is why we now have a balance of come on, internet, you can do it. You can do it. I know you can. $10,620.66. $10,620.66. So we're going to break Alicia's payments up. What I wish we had done with Maisha. So we're going to break this up 85, 85, 8. I think that's the right amount. 85, 85, 8,000. Yeah. We're going to break these payments up. So we're going to send her $8,500. I wish it was $85,000. We're going to send her $8,500 any day now, as soon as I get her bank information. So that is one way. One way is to join my Patreon. Let me give you the link so you can join the Patreon. As I've said, the Patreon community includes some co-working time where women get together on Zoom and co-work. They usually do it 4 days a week. Look, I'm not doing that. But if you want to meet some amazing women, come to the co-working sessions, join the Patreon, and then come to the co-working sessions. 2 ways to support a Black woman's sabbatical. Copy, paste, okay? Number 1 is patron on Patreon. Copy, paste. Patreon.com/vicarious, okay? This is monthly. I think the first tier is $3 a month or something like that. Monthly, you know that you're giving money to send a Black woman on sabbatical. The second way you can do it is just send her the money directly. You ain't got to go through me. Send her the money directly. Her coffee link is cough.fee, you can see it on the screen, /Alicia Renice, right? So that's the second way. Just send her the money. We're going to get her $25,000. Everything that's sent directly to her is in addition to that, right? We're not going to deduct. So if you want her to get a little extra, feel free to send it one-time money over to her there. Her birthday is January 26th, which may be why I'm so confused about the days, because we were just talking about her birthday. Me and Dr. Kimani and I were just talking about Alicia's birthday coming up and how this is a good time to be raising the money for the sabbatical fund. Alicia Renice's birthday, January 26th. This year, not hopefully, as soon as she sends me her information. So before her birthday, we'll get her that first payment of $8,500. If you want to send her something extra, send it. Okay? I also have a merch shop. You may see the merch shelf below you on this screen on YouTube. Depends on what country you're in, where you're watching from. And the merch profits go to the Vicarian Sabbatical Fund also. They get dumped into the Vicarian Sabbatical Fund as well. It's not the price, right? So if you buy a $36 sweatshirt, it's not $36. It's the profits from that go into the Vicarian Sabbatical Fund as well. The spread shop, the link, if you don't see it, is, I don't know. I don't have it on my thing. Let me find it. StephaniePerry.myspreadshop.com. I think it may be also vicarious.com/merch. I may have redirected it. I'm going to put it in here and we'll see if it works or not. Vicarious.com/merch may also be there. I have some designs on here that I would like to show you. Let's see if I can figure that out. Let me show you my merch shop. That's my vision board. Let me show you my merch shop and we can see. Can you see that? Are you seeing that? Vicarian Sabbatical Fund, Black Joy, right? We crossed out Black Excellence and we have Black Joy merch in pink and lime, like a lime green and hot pink. We've got this t-shirt gives Black women a break, or this hoodie gives Black women a break merch. We've got, let's see. No, it's a different cat. It's a different cat. We've got, oh, let's see. What do you mean cat's waiting? The number, cat, if you're here, you have to use the number. You have to use the Link. You have to use the link. Cat is waiting. How do y'all know Cat's waiting? You have to use the link on eCam. How do y'all know that? eCam. Let me get back. Let me stop sharing my screen. Cat, you have to use the link on eCam Live. The link that we sent you on the calendar. Because there's nobody in the waiting room. Let me see. Is there a button somewhere? There's nobody waiting. We'll reschedule. I don't know. I can't say it. Let's see. Okay. I clicked the button too fast and it disappeared. We'll reschedule. Where is it? You're gonna be, as soon as I click this button, you're gonna be on the screen, okay? As soon as I click the button, you're gonna be on the screen. Hi, Kat. Okay. I don't know if you can hear me. Okay, you're on the screen and you're on YouTube. Okay, because I can't do it without.
Okay.
Hi, how are you?
Thank you so much. I'm so sorry. I was on time for the record, but I was in the wrong. It sent me to I went to the Google Meet first, and then I got on the eCam, and you were already on live. And so I was like, I'm not the live expert, but thank you so much to everybody in the chat for blasting it. I was like, oh no.
Well, good morning. Good morning. I'm very sorry.
Oh,
I'm sorry. I sent an email with the
I should have double.
It's okay. It's okay. So I have to leave this hotel room.
Thank you, guys.
Thank you. Yes.
No, they helped me out.
Thank you, community. Thank you, gang. Those okay. So I have to leave this hotel room in less than 20 minutes. So we're going to do an amuse-bouche, and then we will talk. I know that word from One Life to Live. There was a chef on the show. I know that term. We're going to talk.
I used to watch Top Chef.
Okay. We're going to do a quick. We'll talk for a second, and then we'll talk again. Okay, I'm very sorry. Okay, so Kat, introduce yourself to my friends. Everybody meet Kat.
Oh, I'm glad. Hi, everybody. My name is Kat. I know Stephanie, we're in the same cohort, and I get to hear all this wisdom and brilliance like multiple times a month. And I'm here recently. I've started a travel company, and it's more of a travel and community organizing consultancy. And we're doing our first inaugural trip to Salvador, Bahia, the 1st of July, July 1st through 8th. So we're going to get to do Bahian independence. We're going to get to go and really tap into the beautiful creative cultures in Salvador, the Afro-Brazilian cultures. And specifically, this tour came about because I lived in Salvador. I've lived also in other states in Brazil. And there's something really distinct and powerful about the way the creatives in Salvador kind of share their culture with people, do art through resistance. Like everything is through art. Literally everyday life is through art, resistance is through art, celebration is through art. And I wanted to do a tour that gave them their dues, like give them their roses, give them their things. And so I'm working with a lot of varying ages and varying levels of independent performers and contractors to established Afro Blacos to create a week really where we can just support the culture.
Yeah. So this is.
Sorry, I think there's a delay.
We do have a delay, but I often have a delay with I use a third party. We're on eCam Live. There's often a delay, but it's okay. I'm just gonna keep talking. That's what I do. Okay. So I've been to Salvador de Bahia, Brazil. Can you tell us why Salvador? Why this part of Brazil?
Yes. Okay. So, and the reference I'm going to use is kind of US based. So if people are international, this is just scope of reference. Northeast Brazil is like Southeast US. That is the point of entry for enslaved Africans. That is where the plantations reside. That is where when they're like, there's blank diddy blank millions of Afro descendant people in Brazil, they're primarily talking about the Northeast. Now, obviously, people have moved since then, but like Bahia is one of those major cities that's by water. So it had plantations and it had slave ports. So there's just like an abundance. It's like the highest concentration
Yeah.
of black people. And to be honest, it's more of the pigmentally darker people. Like,
Yeah.
it's a range. We're not a monolith, but if you were looking for people you would visually identify as black, usually that would be in Bahia. And Salvador is the capital, and it's also like a major urban city. So you get to tap into some of the like black farmer culture that's in the more rural parts that help build the country, but you also tap into that city, the vibrance, the movement, and Salvador is probably the bigger, most northeast hub. So
Mm-hmm.
I felt like it made sense to start there because they still have an infrastructure for tourism.
Mm-hmm.
And some of the other states I've lived and traveled in the Northeast, the plan is to branch out and take people there because there's a lot of really beautiful culture to experience there. But it's, if they have less hotels, if they have less transit, it's harder. It's more of it's a more you have to be prepared for that. So I thought that Salvador made a lot of sense as the flagship location.
Wonderful. Yeah, I loved it. I went there and I thought, oh, uh, I thought I knew what to expect, but it was amazing. I loved it. I went back in 2014, and it was amazing. I had a wonderful time.
Mm.
So, let's see, can you email me the link or is the link something easy?
Hmm.
Is it easy to say?
Yeah. So what I did was, yeah, well, the you can follow the page on Instagram, and it's just Cultural Blueprint all together, right?
Okay.
And the page is information, but I also have an interest form that I can just drop you the link in the chat. So if you guys are interested in the tour and maybe you're not on Instagram a lot or you're not on social media, that way I can get you on this email list and let you know when everything is live and ready. Like you'll be notified immediately. Both are options because the link, the interest form is on the Instagram page as well. And what's it called? Right now, the website isn't finished because my designer unfortunately got sick over break. But we're working. It's gonna be done soon. And if I have your information from that form, and it'll give me your email so I can send it all to you when it's done.
Great. And when's the tour?
Let me drop the interest form.
Oh, yes. Okay.
The
You
tour is July 1st through July 8th.
Yeah, it's going to be wonderful. So
Yeah.
yeah,
I'm
go
trying
and
to,
do it. You can, so let's see, you can't
yeah,
put it
let me,
in let's think about this. You're
I'm
going to,
going to go on my phone and drop the link in the chat.
I don't think you can't put the link in the chat. YouTube won't let you. It only lets the admins put the link in the chat. But I can do
Mm,
it if is it the type form that's on Instagram?
yes,
Okay, I'll do it.
yes.
I'll do it. I'll do it. And just give me just a second, friends, and I'll get that on here. Yeah, so this is going to be an opportunity for you to see Brazil, not like the white men go, or men in general
Yeah.
go to Brazil,
Women, everybody. Hmm.
right? My girlfriends just said yesterday they wouldn't let their husbands go to Brazil. I said, but just poke their eyes out before they go. But how is this different from what people think of how was your experience going to be
Hmm.
from what people think of when they think of taking a vacation to Brazil?
Of course. For me, starting this tour is part of a larger project, right? To really work on artist led community development in the Black diaspora. And one thing that's important for me about this tour is really it's not, the entertainment isn't, an afterthought. The entertainment and the entertainers are the focus, and the Afro Brazilians are the focus. And I kind of made this resolution that if the tour was not beneficial for Salvador, if it wasn't beneficial for the communities that have like embraced me and let me in, then I wouldn't do it. So my goal in this tour is to connect those creatives with like your audience, with people who may be future patrons of the arts, who may be other creatives. Like that's a beautiful, having that network of black people who support you around the world enables you to not have to conform, and it enables you to take power of your own community.
Hmm.
So, that connection, I think a lot of travel and a lot of like development is focused on connecting to Europe. And in Europe, they mean white Europeans, or
Yeah.
connecting to America. In America, they mean white Americans. And that always is going to have a country like Brazil or a country like Barbados or anywhere that we tour. It's going to have those people at a disadvantage if you're doing people who used to own you, for lack of a better way to put it, as who you have to appeal to. And I think
Hmm.
the growth in black travelers, black expats has a lot of potential to like really, for us to really support each other. So me, I may not feel like America just loves me so much, but maybe that blue passport can still give me something to leverage to help an Afro Brazilian, or to help somebody in Guatemala. Whereas it might not be getting me much in the US, but outside I know what that power means. And so this tour really understands and like is honest about like the class difference in Brazil, the racial disparities in Brazil. I've been on things that are led by other people, and like for work or school or anything, and we'll have people wearing kind of colonial costumes serving us, and everybody will just be eating as if that's like normal. And I'm looking at auntie who look like my auntie, and it's uncomfortable for both of us,
Hmm.
because I know what she's going through to do that.
Hmm.
And I think when we travel as black people, a lot of the touring infrastructure is set up for us to either go with that, or they don't have anything ready. And I was like, maybe I can be an option for those people who are like, I want to go places too, but I want to go with intention.
That's right.
And I don't want to be at this, we're focusing on events that are, you need insider knowledge to get to.
Hmm.
So I'm trying to pull from my experiences as both someone living in Brazil, and, I need to promote my little book one little time,
Yes.
not because I want you to buy it, but just for, this, the process. I co-wrote 3 chapters, or the chapters on 3 states and essays. So Bahia, Sergipe, and Alagoas.
Start.
So in
Wait.
the north,
Hold on. You start. You got to start from the beginning. Cat.
let's go ahead.
Cat co-authored "The Lonely Planet Guide to Brazil."
The new one, it just came out, y'all. But um, in this process, this is actually the process that made me decide to start the tour, because I did not. I was one of those people you were talking about earlier in the chat, where I'm like, there's so many voices. Nobody needs mine.
Yeah.
It's saturated. People know about Brazil. And that was my mindset. I was perfectly happy to be in the cut in the back, just like in the community with my people. That's what I prefer to do. But as I was putting together these chapters, and I was traveling the Northeast again in depth for like 3 months, I was just really, I was like, I do think there's something distinct about how I'm taking this in. This is not like the Brazil everybody knows, and maybe I should help share it, because it was to the point where my Brazilian friends were like, "You should do,"
Yeah.
and I was like, "Okay, if you guys feel like you're comfortable with me representing you, then it made me comfortable."
Let me tell.
But initially, I didn't want to
Yeah. Yeah. Well,
overstep.
let me tell you. So when we do need this though, because when you go to places, I'm a person who will just won't go on the tour if I know it's just going to be a bunch of white people, because white people, they do love to take these tours to relive the glory days, right?
Mm.
And I don't do that. I'm not going. I'm not going. I've been to South Africa and I've not been to Robben's Island. I've been to,
Mm-hmm.
right? And so I'm so glad to have an opportunity to go and visit these places, but not have it be like, we're going on a favela tour. Snap, snap, snap,
Mm-hmm.
right? But actually be able to engage in a place, actually learn about the place from the Black and brown people who are there, and not just be, like you said, ushered through a place like the white people, like the people who were the colonizers to begin with. So it's really exciting, really, really exciting. And Salvador is a wonderful place for your inaugural tour. I had a great time. Let me tell you, I had a great time. Uh, yeah, uh, I don't know how much I can tell y'all about Salvador, but it's a wonderful, it's a wonderful place, and good time to go. We have a couple of questions in the chat. Number one, can you unprivate your IG?
Is it private? You guys, bear with me. With all the tech, bear with me. With all the technology going on, the whatever IG you follow for Cultural Blueprint, just know it's subject to be changed, not in name, but the visuals, because that's part of what I'm working on with my designer, and that's being held
Don't
up.
worry about it. We don't care about that. Listen, we
But
don't care
I'm gonna unprivate it, so just prepare to be getting alerts where it's like change post.
Yeah,
Don't take it personal.
we don't care about that. Yes, my
Yeah.
stethoscope travel says culturally competent travel. I love it. That's right. Zolani has a question about age. How old is
I'm
this
so
tour for
excited to talk
adults
about this.
only?
I'm so excited to talk about this actually.
Okay.
This is a tour for anyone. Right now I said 21 and over, but I mean over, like I'm not capping it.
Uh-huh.
Um one of the best parts of living in Salvador was that I got to be friends with so many black women older than me.
Mhm.
And it was, I feel like in America it's harder for that bond to happen. Like I have some, but I would say majority of my friends were 10 to 15 years older who were like expats.
Mhm.
And I've never met a set of black women more vibrant, more outside in a positive way, and in however way they want to be.
Uh-huh.
And just like living, I was like, it made me feel like, what have they been brainwashing me with
Mhm.
about what age I have to do this, and this step? There are so many women who I met who are 50, transitioning new careers, skin glowing, happy, eating mangoes, outside dancing, taking me to the party. Like, I feel like if you want to come, because they don't really do nearly as much age shaming in Brazil about stuff. Like,
Yeah.
I
Yeah.
have a Brazilian like play auntie. She do whatever she want to do, and her parents are like 90. They do whatever they want to do. Nobody tells them, I've never seen, you're too old to be here, this isn't, wear this, none of that.
Mhm.
They're very
Yeah.
affirming.
Yeah. Now, Zolani has a child. Do you
Mhm.
envision at some point you'd have some tours that people could bring their children on as well?
I know people who have like expats who have children there, and I would, honestly, I hadn't, it wasn't my first thought, but I would be interested to, like, if there was an interest, like people with families had an interest in doing that, I would be down to work together to do a more family focused trip.
Right.
And this trip is not particularly not focused on children, it's nothing inappropriate, but
Right.
I do know we'll be doing a lot of walking in certain places. And I don't, I would want to have a little increased safety precautions if
Okay.
we were taking children, but I'm very open to that. And I think Salvador is a city that would be really fun for someone young to experience too.
Yeah, I agree. I agree. What I would do, okay, this is not what Kat said, but Busy Diva had the same question. What I would do is I would go ahead and fill out the interest form and get on a call with Kat, and then y'all
Mhm.
decide on things, right? That's what I would do. Yeah. Okay, so Nicole, can I drop Kat's handle or other way we can find the trip info? The links are not working. I did click on the link, so I may have.
It's not working.
I did. I've already clicked on it. I see it working.
Yeah.
It may just be copy paste on the Instagram. It did work for me. Let me double check it.
Is the link on? Oh yeah, okay. Let me see.
It's the type form, right, Kat?
Mm-hmm.
Yeah, I clicked on it and it let me open it up. It may be the
Also, if you
oh
guys follow the page and you DM me, if anything happens and you DM me, like let's say anything doesn't work, I will respond and get to you. Like I'll get you on the list. It's not,
yeah. I'm sorry. Okay, okay. I apologize. So
it's fine.
we need a major do-over. We're gonna do a serious do-over. But okay, so this is the Typeform link, but it's the same link that's on her Instagram, and it did work for me. Tamara said it didn't work for her either. Okay, so try the yeah, but Tamara says it does work for her. Um,
Okay.
go. I would go from the Instagram then. If the it may be a YouTube thing about the length of the link. If you go to the Instagram account for Cultural Blueprint, which is here, go there, and then in her profile there's a link. Yeah, and Anita says she already signed up. Okay. Anita's in Colombia now. I
I
don't know
know
how
that's
long.
right.
I don't know how long you're planning on sticking around South America, Anita. But this first tour, is in July. Okay. Go ahead and no, Geraldine, don't worry. Go ahead and click the link that I just put in the chat. It's working. It's working. I don't want y'all to be stressed out about this. Don't listen. Don't get stressed out. We're just going to wait until I get the link right. Okay. Y'all have seen me mess stuff up before. Let's get it right. Okay. Yeah. So, why don't I have to move out of the room, but I'm packed. Okay. So why don't you
Okay.
talk for a few minutes
Perfect.
about the kinds of experiences, the kinds of things people can expect in the tour? Okay.
Hmm.
I'm gonna take
Okay.
myself off the screen and mute myself and just go. Just go. Okay, just talk, and then when I come back, I'll be back. If the internet has a problem and pauses, it's probably not going to drop you completely. So just hang on. Okay?
Okay.
Friends, ask your questions about if you want to talk about Brazil specifically, but let's talk. I would like for you to talk some about like the differences, but the different ways that actually let's say
Different ways to travel.
next. Let's
Save
talk
it for
about
a
that
different
next. But
conversation.
let's talk
Okay.
about what experiences people can expect to have, and I'll be right back.
Mhm. Yeah. Okay. So on the trip, each day is kind of focused around a different art form. And so we come in, and I like to have very much a calm opening day because the travel to Salvador, at least in my experiences, is multiple flights. And so, depending on where you're coming from and how, I know that after I do about 2, 3 flights, I'm gonna need to sit down. So we have a very light, like welcome celebration and dinner the first night, and then the second night is immediately July 2nd, which is Bahia Independence. And the nice part about that is that's the type of celebration that's going to be in the streets those days in the procession. You can't get that anywhere else in Brazil because, they're not in Bahia. They're not celebrating that day. And the day is kind of significant because is I don't want to completely compare it to Juneteenth, but it's more of a symbolic day for Afro Brazilians because it's like this is the day they got active for their freedom. So there's a lot of like symbolic processions and performances going on. Then we're gonna do a tour. The next day we're gonna do a tour of this really famous market, which is like a beacon and hub of all the different artisans in the city where they sell their things. It's also a functional like livestock, fruit market, and it's on the water because Salvador is a city and Bahia is an area that is like very connected to fishing and like seafood, fishermen. And I've worked with some of those communities. And because they're by the water, the port, this is where they sell the seafood, but it's also where you can get amazing food because, you're right by the water. So we're going to take part in all of that. In that market, in addition to both being an artisan hub and like an everyday worker hub, it is a hub for it's considered like an candomblé market because a lot of people who practice and candomblé is an indigenous African and indigenous religion in Brazil. And a lot of the different shops there are where people, get their materials. So you'll see like just this really nice mix of all the cultures that are in Salvador. You'll see people coming to sell their stuff. You'll see some tourists. You'll see some fishermen. You'll see some performers. You can go in and get some things. So it's just like a good overall. And we're also gonna get to do work with some of the Afro Blacos. And those are like the traditional, they're not exactly samba schools like Rio has. They're more, Afro Blacos are these community organizations that do parade for carnival and they perform, and they have like perform ashe music, samba, carnivalesque, all these different beautiful sounds of music, but they're also rooted in like social justice. So we're going to work with actually two of those carnival blocks for different events. One is going to be giving us a capoeira presentation, which is an Afro Brazilian martial art and dance form. And another is like a very verified world famous one, and we're going to get like a tour, performance, education at their headquarters. So there's, it's giving both our Afro Blacos, but they give very different energy. One is the brotherhood of men. One is an Afro Blacko uplifting like Black consciousness and Black beauty. So it's like, a little feminine, a little masculine, but both are very like, it's going to be fun for anybody to come because if you like to dance, if you like to move, you can move. If you like music, it's gonna give you drumline, it's gonna give that big band sound, it's gonna give you samba, it's gonna give you traditional dance, like all of it is kind of incorporated. And then we're also going to do some activities with some new generations of artists, like in the streetwear scene and in the graphic art and street art scene from the comunidades. And comunidades are kind of the PC term for favelas. And we're gonna really tap in with some of the newer creators there who are doing stuff to uplift their community and also kind of take ownership for like the sounds they've created. I know some of you have maybe heard funk music, but Bahia has like multiple of its own genres that some tap into funk, but a lot of it is like Bahian specific music um, created and promoted there. So their street art scene and their music and dance scene is very distinct as well. So I think we're doing like a good mix of, we're also going to work with some culinary people who are very famous for making this street food, and it's like a cooperative of women who have generationally passed on these recipes and this method, and just talk to them about how they're preserving culture through food. So it's a little bit of everything. We have some dance, we got some music, we have some martial arts, and then we also have free days. So if you want to go sit on the beach with a caipirinha, we have that. And if you have any particular individual interest, we'll collaborate for like your day off itinerary if you want one. If you want to be left alone for those 2 days off, then to do whatever you want to do, that's your business. But if you want support like for transportation, if you want to get, any type of, there's some services, massages. If you want to go to maybe some candomblé related ceremonies or anything spiritual, we can help you put that together. But it's also a day if you need to sleep, you can just go ahead and relax on that beach and prepare yourself for the other parts of the journey.
Kat, can you tell us also about when did you live in Brazil, and how did Brazil
Mhm.
become a place that you love?
Yeah. So I've been traveling as, like, I traveled in undergrad. I studied abroad in Morocco and Jordan. And I was in a program that allowed for me to, I was an international studies major, so it allowed for me to be around. And when I graduated, I went to work in Kuwait. So I was mainly in the Middle East and the Gulf. And I came to Brazil through the US Fulbright program. So initially I was placed in a state called Piauí, and I was teaching at their university there for a year. Piauí is also in the Northeast. It's more inland and even less is very less known than Bahia, but it also has a rich Afro-Brazilian history. And I wanted to be in Salvador. I had visited while I was in working in the other state. So when my program ended, I made the decision to move to Salvador and do my own thing because I'm also a freelance journalist. And I saw so much that I wanted to tap into there. And I also felt like it was receptive to that. It was when I wanted to work with on something with people, I still had to get them to do it, but I could at least, get some momentum for certain things. So I lived in Salvador for like a year and a half right into the pandemic. And during the pandemic, I came back to the States mainly because I didn't want to overburden the healthcare system in Brazil. And it was getting really bad at the time. And I was like, if I get sick, I don't necessarily have the support. So I was like, let me go home for a little bit. And so I had been in the States for like a year or so. And then the opportunity for Lonely Planet to redo the Brazil book happened. And I applied and I didn't think much of it, but I got, the position, and they entrusted me with doing